All right, we just pulled up to the scene here in Greene County, Mississippi. This is right outside of Lucedale, or on the outskirts of Lucedale, just before getting to Leakesville on Highway 63. And you can see the scene here. Authorities from both states, Mobile County, as well as officials from Mississippi, Southern State Highway Patrol, as well as the sheriff's office out here as well. Working from what we've been told is a body that was found, I guess, off in that property. You kind of see there, it is dark at this time. But officials working the scene, of course, they have been searching for quite some time in this area for Brian Parker. That's the 16-year-old who's been missing for a little over a week now, who went missing last Tuesday. A situation that started out in Mobile County, and then officials said that they had more information to start searching here into Mississippi, and they've been doing that for the past couple of days. And a body has been found. At this time, it has not been identified as Brian Parker. There's been no identification, male, female, or the age of the person that was found. But judging by the scene here, the fact that Mobile County is still here, it does appear to be something that's involved, at least in one of their cases. And of course, as I just mentioned, they were searching for Brian Parker in this area around Lucedale for the past, I guess, since the beginning of this week. Of course, the person that Parker was last seen with, Matthew Moberg, was captured after trying to run from sheriff's officials last Wednesday, a week ago from today, actually. Has been in Mobile Metro Jail ever since. Has not been charged in connection to the disappearance of Brian Parker, but the sheriff's office believed that he knew something. Of course, the two were last seen together. That video of them together at the Dollar General store, actually not far from here in Lucedale, and that was the last time that Brian Parker was seen alive. Looks like hopefully we'll be getting an update here soon from Mobile County Sheriff's Office. Bear with me here, folks. Hey, I'm live right now.
Okay. What we can say at this point is we have discovered a body. We're working this jointly with Greene County Sheriff's Office and Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. Ultimately, the case will be turned over to them because it's in their jurisdiction. We can say, you know, that the family has been notified, and the body does appear to be that of Brian Jesse Parker. The body has on the same clothing that was depicted in the video store from the Dollar General. So, you know, we feel confident that that's who it is.
Who made the discovery?
Just we've been searching this whole road all day, and you know, we broke up in teams. I can't tell you for sure which agency member made the discovery.
But it was law enforcement.
It was law enforcement.
Okay,
yes.
Gotcha. Anything that you can give officially on tape here?
Sure.
Yeah. Everything you just said is cool to report. Okay, yes. You're going to have to say it again. We apologize for that.
Hey, Quinn.
Y'all just please watch these cars. That's why I got y'all kind of back over
that's
here.
fine.
Back a little bit more.
I just don't want y'all to get hit.
I don't want you to get hit. You're closer to the road than we are. I haven't got that in your pocket. Two hands at once,
you're good. It's perfect. Good?
All right. You got audio? You good?
Okay, you good?
Go ahead.
All right. So tell us what you can tell us out here.
Probably maybe 2 hours ago, through our search efforts along this roadway, a body was discovered. Human remains, you know, back behind me, a couple hundred yards into the woods, and we've determined that the body is believed to be that of Brian Jesse Parker. The body has the same clothing that was depicted in the video at the Dollar General last week. And you know, at this time, Mobile County Sheriff's Office will be turning our case over to Greene County Sheriff's Office and Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. You know, but this has been a joint effort with all the law enforcement agencies over here as well as the FBI.
This is somewhere you've been searching for a couple days.
Correct.
Why was that?
There's you know, some evidence that I can't get into, and again, it's now a Mississippi case. You know, we'll be providing them all the documents that we've, you know, generated throughout the case, and will all be turned over to Greene County.
And how did that work? Because you guys have Moberg in custody right now. Or I mean, obviously he hasn't been charged in all of this, but how will that work going forward?
That's Mississippi will continue to conduct their investigation, and we will continue to cooperate and assist and facilitate anything they need. We just have to navigate through those legal channels when they come about.
The question that Alan asked earlier is who discovered it?
It was law enforcement personnel. I don't know which agency they're with, because we had multiple teams out here. Basically this stretch of road, you see, we've gone in and out every single trail on this road, and toward the end of the day, a discovery was made.
And can you kind of describe the geography of what we're looking at? I mean, it looks like it's a property, or
it's a private property, wooded area, and there's some streams of water when you get toward the back of the property.
Is there anyone that lived there, or homes or structures back there?
No, it's just wooded property.
How far back was it discovery made?
Maybe 150, 200 yards.
So, is there any car around here, or was it just the body that was found?
It was just the body that was found.
Is Moberg still not cooperating with you guys?
No.
What does this mean for him? Do you feel like this gives you enough to bring any additional charges, or what happens next?
As far as Mobile County, it's not going to be any additional charges from us. It'll all be in the hands of Mississippi authorities at this point.
Because you've been working this case, this is not the ending that you want to any missing teen story.
No, absolutely not. We had, we were very hopeful the first few days that he may just be injured and we may be able to bring him back to his family. This certainly is not the ending that we wanted.
Any indication as to why, assuming that Moberg's behind this, as to why this would have happened? Because talking to his family, I mean, she said that they got along, that she described them as friends. What happened? I mean, seeing that video of them together in the Dollar General to a couple of hours later getting to this point.
Yeah, again, I can't get into the evidence of the case, but I've been asked this question by the media last week, and if you would just pull the details of his previous conviction, it closely mirrors what happened here.
All right. What happens now?
Well, their process, we're still waiting on the crime scene technicians from our agency, as well as Mississippi and the FBI, that will process the scene. I'm sure be out here for several hours, and from there, like Mississippi will take possession of the body, and go from there.
So the body's still back there?
Yes.
Okay. At what point do you think we'll know cause of death or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know the process in Mississippi. Typically, in Mobile, autopsies are done the next day, but I don't know the process here.
Any obvious signs, gunshots, stabbing wounds, anything like that?
Don't want to get into that right now.
All right. That's all I have. Thanks, Pastor.
Thank you, Paul.
All right.
You gonna be out here all night? You going?
No, I'll be here a while.
So it's going to be the Greene County Sheriff's Office that'll handle it, or is it
the lead agency will be Mississippi Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What agencies are all on scene here right now?
Greene County, George County, FBI, and Mississippi Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
And us.
Okay.
So, and I know I think I got a call from you that popped up when I got right over it. There's no cell service here. Unless you you have an iPhone, it's not working.
I'm surprised I'm up right now. Okay.
iPhones will work if they give us these answers.
Channel 15 is going to show up. You'll have to do it again.
Yeah, not an advertisement for iPhone here, but thank you, Paul.
All right.
All right, so let's give another update here as to what we've learned. A body has been found. According to the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, that happened about 2 hours ago. From search teams that were out in this area, they were scouring. They had different areas broken up into different parts of Highway 63. It sounds like one of the teams that was working out here came up on the scene. That's when the body was discovered. At this time, there's not been any exact positive identification, but all signs indicate that this is the body of Brian Jesse Parker, the teenager, 16-year-old that went missing last week. According to the sheriff's office, the clothing that was on the victim here matched the clothing that was on Brian Parker in that video that was circulated from last week of him and Moberg in the Dollar General store. Right now it's been a case that's been worked by Mobile County, but because the body was found here in Greene County, Mississippi authorities will be taking over this case, or what appears what would be now a murder investigation. So they don't anticipate any charges on Moberg, any additional charges on Matthew Moberg, who still sits in Mobile County Metro Jail, coming out of Mobile County. But as this investigation develops and proceeds, additional charges could come from officials in Mississippi, because obviously there is a indication or belief that Moberg is directly related to what appears to be now the death of Brian Jesse Parker. Again, found 2 hours ago here on Highway 63. This is just on the outskirts of Lucedale, in between Lucedale and Leakesville in Greene County, where this body was found. So a tragic situation, and ending here. You heard Paul Birch say earlier that, you know, they had signs that you know, that a bad situation could be coming here, but they were holding out hope that they would have a good resolution here, and hoping that maybe he was just hurt or injured and for some reason could not get back to his family. And I apologize, it is dark out here right now. But the conclusion here is that the body that appears to be that of Brian Jesse Parker here found on Highway 63. Trying to adjust my camera here to kind of get a better picture. I understand that it's blurry right now, but the camera's just not adjusting well to the dark despite the lens. But you can see the blue lights here. I can tell you a large law enforcement presence here. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office told me obviously they are on scene, as well as the FBI has been assisting in this investigation, and now the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, which will become the lead agency on this body that's been found here near Lucedale. Focused in just a little bit better there. So I'm going to zoom in. The coroner's on scene. We just saw what appears to be an ambulance, or, you know, a truck to pick up the body, from which we understand is just still back off in that area, which is private property there. We're told that the body was found about 200 yards from that tree line there. A little bit off, but there is a clearing there, so it is feasible that someone, whoever did this, whoever dumped the body here, drove off back there and left the body there. And while it is private property, it says that there's no one that lives there, so no reason for people to routinely come and check up on this area. But was found by law enforcement search crews that were in this area, looking specifically for Brian Parker. We were told earlier from Paul Birch there, Captain Paul Birch of the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, you know, that they had evidence, or, you know, they had reason to kind of look specifically targeted in this area. At this time, he was not prepared to kind of release what that evidence was or what led them here. But, you know, early or late last week, I should say, they had been concentrating their efforts over the sections of on the outskirts of Mobile County, near Moffett Road and the Escatawpa River. And at some point they said, you know what, this is not the spot. They need a better location is what happened. There was some sort of evidence that came that led them into this direction, and again, about 2 hours ago, that's where the body was found tonight. I'll give one more update here for the folks that might just now be joining us before I sign off here. We'll have a live report coming up at our CW show at 9 o'clock as well, of course, on News 5 at 10 o'clock. But a body has been found here. This is near Lucedale, on the outskirts of Lucedale, in between Lucedale and Leakesville on Highway 63 in Mississippi. A body found that matches the description of Brian Jesse Parker. That's the 16-year-old teen that went missing from Wilmer last week. The suspect in this case, Matthew Moberg, already being held in Mobile County. Any additional charges here, now the investigation being taken over by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. So they'll be handling any murder investigation that comes forward here. Or anything that happens going forward in this investigation. So no exact positive identification, but we're told from the sheriff's office that the clothing matches that was last seen on Brian Jesse Parker in that video from the Dollar General last week. Again, a live report coming up here at 9 o'clock on CW News at 9, as well as another live report